Today is Friday, March 7, 2014. Sunrise was at 6:18 a.m. The sun will set today at 5:48 p.m. Length of daylight hours today will be 11 hours, 30 minutes. Visible light, 12 hours, 27 minutes. The waxing crescent moon with 40% illumination rose at 9:57 a.m. and will set at 1 minute past midnight tonight. At noon today, the moon will pass through the constellation Gemini. Under clear skies in downtown Rutland, today is expected to be sunny, somewhat warmer today with few high clouds around, mostly in southern Vermont, and light winds. The high temperatures forecast to be 38 degrees Fahrenheit, with 16 degrees the expected overnight low, with some single-digit numbers at elevation. High tides today in Buenos Aires, Argentina, are expected at 11:10 a.m., 4.20 feet, and 12:26 a.m. Saturday at 4 feet. Low tides at Buenos Aires expected to be at 6:11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., 2.1 feet and 1 foot, respectively. Relief might be on the way for a polar vortex-weary United States with a predicted warming of the Central Pacific Ocean brewing this year that will likely change weather worldwide, but it won't be for the better everywhere. The warming El Nino is expected to lead to fewer Atlantic hurricanes and more rain next winter for drought-crushed California and southern states, and even a milder winter for the nation's frigid northern tier next year, meteorologists say. Globally, however, it can mean an even hotter year coming up and billions of dollars in losses for food crops. The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration issued an official El Nino watch Thursday. El Nino is a warming of the Central Pacific once every few years from a combination of wind and waves in the tropics. It shakes up climate around the world, changing rain and temperature patterns. Mike Halpert, acting director of NOAA's Climate Prediction Center, says the El Nino warning should develop by this summer, but there are no guarantees. Although early signs are appearing already a few hundred feet below the ocean surface, meteorologists say El Nino started to brew in 2012 and then shut down suddenly, unexpectedly. The flip side of El Nino is called La Nina, as it should be, which has a general cooling effect. It's been much more frequent than El Nino lately, with 5 La Ninas and 2 small to moderate El Ninos in the past 9 years. The last big El Nino was in 1997-98. Neither has appeared since mid-2012. El Nino is usually strongest from December to April. The severely cold weather this winter is good news in one area. It's decimating the populations of destructive invasive insects that cost the U.S. government and homeowners billions each year, writes Gwynn Guilford for Quartz at QZ.com. In particular, the vortex has been hard on the hemlock woolly adelgid, a species that consumes hemlock forests, the gypsy moth, a European variety that eats the leaves of millions of acres of trees each year, and the emerald ash borer, a beetle responsible for the deaths of millions of North American trees. Together, these insects cost around $2.1 billion in economic losses in the U.S. each year, but they really don't like the cold, it turns out. In fact, one good thing about the unrelenting cold weather this winter is that it appears to be decimating the populations of destructive invasive insects that cost the U.S. government and homeowners billions each year. That emerald ash borer has been called the worst forest problem in our lifetime. 80% of the Minnesota population died in January thanks to the cold. In some areas, the adelgids have died off completely, and other invasive insects, such as the southern pine beetle, the Asian stink bug, have been similarly affected. This has been today's Weather Minute. I'm Richard Alcott.